Hey garden friends, I'm Nikki from Proven Winners Direct, and I have a few more hidden gems for you today. What are hidden gems? They are plants that you may not have tried before, you may not have even heard about them before, but we have them available on our website and I think you should give them a shot. But before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, give us a little like and subscribe to our channel below and we will love you forever. Now let's get to the plants. Our first hidden gem is the Rockapulco Coral Reef Double Impatiens. If you have never planted these before, you would love them. They look like little baby roses and they have the perfect vibrant colors that I am gravitated to. This obviously a hot pink. It's called the Coral Reef, but this looks like hot pink to me. They grow great in part shade to shade. They are super easy to care for. They're not really finicky when it comes to the water, just a nice consistent watering schedule. They fill out really gorgeous, and then as you can see, these blooms are just massive and they just cover the plant. They are gorgeous. Great pop of color for your shade gardens. They have a really nice mounded habit, so they work perfect in containers and in the landscape. I've used these in like a hedge on the outer lining of a hedge. Gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful pop of color. Our next hidden gem is the Shadowland Hudson Bay Hosta. It is my absolute goal to get every single one of you to plant at least one hosta in your gardens because you will love them. I feel like they don't get enough love and they are one of my favorite perennials. So all hostas are perennials. This particular one is hardy in zones 3 through 9. I love the tricolor foliage on these guys. They bring, it's like that beautiful base, right? But then it's got the beautiful pop of like the lime green, and as it matures and it grows, you'll see some white stripes come through. Gorgeous. Another beautiful thing about these hostas is early summer. You can see them starting now. We've got the little buds here. Those are going to continue to grow up and they have this really pretty light purple bloom. Hummingbirds, bees, all of your pollinator friends will love these. But my favorite thing about hosta is that they require zero work. They require zero effort, and you can get them in a multitude of different patterns and textures and colors. Sure, they're all green, but who doesn't love green? All the different shades, and I love to line them up and pair them up and group them and have all of the different varieties planted next to each other. I'm guaranteeing you, you will love it if you plant hostas. I suggest this one first. Shadowland Hudson Bay. Our next hidden gems is the Color Spires back to the Fuchsia Salvia. And I love salvia. This is probably, if someone were to ask me what my favorite perennial is, I would probably say salvia. Again, with the easy care trend that I'm on. But this stuff, you can plant it and literally leave it alone. You do have to trim it back 1 or 2 times a season, but that's not a big deal. You don't have to worry about it. It's not fussy, and it gives you these beautiful blooms. I love them. So this is a perennial, zones 3 to 8. It likes full sun. You really cannot hurt it with sun. Don't be afraid of the sun with the salvia. Hardy is all get out. Drought tolerant. I love anything drought tolerant. Another reason I love these cutie little perennials is that all of my pollinator friends swarm to these plants. There is never a moment I look out at them and do not see a bumblebee or a hummingbird or a butterfly. It keeps my garden buzzing. We have a ton of different shades of the salvia in the Color Spires. The purple is my favorite, naturally. And the great thing about these is they get humongous. And so their blooms just pop off this beautiful green foliage, about 2 feet tall and wide, and they spread like crazy. I've had mine in probably 3 or 4 different homes, and I've just had it travel with me because I love it so much. They're that hardy. I've uprooted them and replanted them in different homes and all over the different spots in my yard as well. Easiest, most beautiful perennial you can get. Now, the one thing, as I mentioned before, about trimming them up, the best part about these salvias, and I don't know if you can see this close or not, but you can tell these are spent, right? They're getting dry, the pretty color is gone, so you're just gonna trim those back. And what's wonderful is they already have the little baby blooms starting. So by the time you get it trimmed up, these new blooms are gonna pop out and you're gonna have a whole new flush of color. Color spires, back to the Fuchsia Salvia. Our final hidden gems are the Color Blaze Coleus, and I have Lime Time, Torchlight, and El Brighto. This was a new variety. And these are gorgeous in color. You can find any color you're after in these. We have plenty. This is only 3. We have plenty available on our site. What I love about Coleus is, of course, they're easy, but also the colors, and that you can use them anywhere. They grow in sun, they grow in shade. They grow from about 2 feet to 3 feet tall and wide. But the cool thing about Coleus is you can kind of trim them and to have them grow how you want. So for example, I have used these in the ground. I put them next to some of my roses, especially the Torchlight. I have some hot pink knockouts. Gorgeous combination, and so they have that nice height to complement the roses. I've also used them in my containers as my thriller, and they also, you know, they push out those huge tall stalks of beautiful colored foliage. I've also used them in window boxes, and here's what I did differently in my window boxes, because I wanted to kind of keep them short. I liked them as a thriller, but not like you would in a patio container, and so I just kept trimming them back, and they'd get to, you know, I would say a little bit taller than the Torchlight here. And I would just trim them back and keep them, and what happened, they got beautifully full and lush at the bottom. So that's what I love most. So if you don't need a lot of height, trim those babies back and it'll just keep growing out wide for you. Gorgeous, gorgeous plants. Annuals, you can grow them in any zone, sun or shade. I so hope you found something that you've never tried before today, and even more so, I hope you found something that you're going to love in your own garden. As you can see, we are bursting with beautiful plants in our greenhouses, and we have everything that you see today available on our website, waiting to make its way to you. Happy planting!